Hello, hello. Welcome to Renee in Tune. Thank you so much for tuning in. This reading is going to be for my Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Please excuse my voice. It's a little raspy today, but let's hop into it. These messages are timeless. They are for you when you find it. I do have a little bit of solar plexus healing music playing in the background. Hopefully it's not too loud or overpowering for you to hear my voice. And hopefully it's a little healing for you as well, because I am focusing on my solar plexus at this period of time. So that's what I'm listening to. Let's get some messages for Virgo, spirit guides and angels. Messages for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign. Okay. For those of you who are interested, I am using the Tarot of Dreams deck. I'll show you the box in a moment. Okay, this is the deck that I'm using, the Tarot of Dreams, for those of you who are interested in that. Also, I will be pulling an oracle message for you from the Moonology oracle deck. Okay. Okay. All right, let's hop into it. We're starting off with the High Priestess here. Okay, please excuse the quality of my video. We're working with what we got. Okay, I am recording now on my laptop, so let's see. Sorry, that's just me wiping the camera. Hopefully you can see the cards clearly. This is the High Priestess. So we're talking about some of you could be connecting with a Pisces or have a lot of heavy Pisces placements in your natal chart. Some of you could be Pisces Sun, Virgo Moon, or something of that nature. Virgo and Pisces are polarities. They're polar opposites. So I feel like you're kind of like being pushed to connect to your polar opposite side, to your Pisces side. You're being pushed to connect to that part of yourself that's a little out of your comfort zone at this period of time. This card says darkness into darkness, the key to all mysteries. So I feel like some of you could be diving into your Akasha. Those of you who know what that is. Some of you are definitely learning how to meditate. You're starting to open up to spiritual ideas, more outer worldly ideas. You are always thinking practically, and spirit is moving you to kind of open up to a more outer worldly sense as opposed to what you can see and what you can touch. We've got the Eight of Swords here, so you spend a lot of time overthinking. You spend a lot of time in your head. You kind of feel stuck or stagnant. I feel like this is in regards to relationships at this time. It's general. These are general messages, but I do get a sense of relationships at this time. Maybe there's some, stuck feelings or stagnancy that you're feeling. Maybe you're just not seeing a lot of light at this period of time within your connection. I do feel like this is connected to something personal. It's like when you're going through one thing, it kind of affects the other. Does that make sense? Spirit is saying that there is light and there is resolve, but you have to shift the way that you're looking at the angle at which you're looking at the situation, because once you do so, you'll be able to see where the resolutions are, where the solutions are, I should say. And meditating and connecting with your intuition, or your gut feeling, that part of you, that your soul, in essence, communicating with you and letting you know what's for you and what isn't. You feel it. You just feel it. You get that good feeling, or you get that off feeling where you're like, I don't know about that. And I feel like Spirit is asking you to communicate more with that, to connect more with that part of yourself, because then you won't feel so much in this stuck place, and you won't feel like you have to, like you're going through this whirlwind or a circle of thoughts that land you back at square one all the time. You've got the Strength card showing up here. So some of you could be connecting with a Leo or have Leo placements. Leo sun, Virgo moon, or something, Virgo sun, Leo moon, Leo rising, something of that nature. But it's like you're not really seeing your strength and your power right now. I feel like this is because your finances aren't where you want them to be, the 10 of coins. So like I was saying, I did feel a little emotion, a little feeling of relationship showing through. I don't necessarily get that this is a negativity within a relationship for you. So those of you who are in a romantic relationship, I just feel like there is some tension that sits within the relationship connected to your finances. It's like if you're unhappy with where your finances are, then it kind of shows in your relationship, right? Like you're not, there might not necessarily be anything wrong with your person or between you and your person, but it's like it interferes a little bit. It's like, I can't really be so enthusiastic about the relationship because I'm really worried about my finances. And so I feel like you're in this state where you're kind of worried about your finances at this time, the 10 of coins. And because your finances pays your bills, it's like it affects the energy at home, the energy in the house, the 10 of coins. So there's some imbalance there. For some of you, there is an imbalance within your home, within your relationship at this period of time. And I feel like it is circling finances. For others of you, it's not necessarily within a relationship or within the household, but it is just a discomfort within your finances. And so it's affecting, your movement within the household. But I feel like Spirit is saying you have more than what you think you have. You are super strong. You've got this strength inside of you that's like, whoa. Spirit's also saying that you have like a presence about you that, when you walk into a room, you don't really have to say much. Like you can just, your presence speaks for itself. When I see this card, I always feel like your silence is loud, right? So some of you might get frustrated. You might go back and forth with your partner or even other people because you're in this frustrated energy. But Spirit's saying you don't have to do that. That distracts you from the energy of power that you do have inside of you because you've got an inner voice that really speaks loudly. So you're needing to get into that Pisces energy, that polar opposite of your Virgo tendencies, because you're more logical, of a logical thinker. You're more of a tangible, practical person. And so there's a need for you to step more into your imagination, step more into your spirituality, step more into your that other realm, you know what I mean? That realm outside of what you can see and touch. And exercise those senses, your intuition, your feeling, your knowing, your inner knowing, listening to your inner voice, your inner guidance. And even what thoughts are coming into your head, you want to redirect them if they're negative, because it's affecting the ability for you to see all of the solutions that you have when it comes to your finances, because you have many. You, as a Virgo, are very talented in many ways. You're very, and you're very practical as well and logical. So that brings a level of organization within your talents that you can utilize to grow, right? To grow income. But because you're overthinking a lot, it's hard for you to see those things. We've got the Two of Wands showing up in the past. So I feel like there was a point that you reached where you had to make a decision about something. For some of you, this was about, a relationship. It's like you felt maybe one thing was just kind of overpowering the other. Like you couldn't really focus on your finances because you were too heavy into the relationship. So some of you felt the need to distance a little bit. This could be separation, but for many of you, it's just kind of like within the connection. For others of you, this is separating from a job. Like you're just like, look, I'm ready to get into a career. I'm ready to do something that is more flexible for me, that is more in alignment with my schedule, with my desires, with what I want for my life. And so you came to this place of being really in a crossroads. And if you haven't experienced this yet, this is coming up in your energy. So you're probably going to reach this place soon, maybe within the next 2 months or so. it's like a place where you've been already thinking about something for a minute, and you've already been wanting, and kind of been, your intuitive guidance has been nudging you towards something, but you just haven't made a decision about it. And that's why, this is coming up for you. This meditation is really just calming your mind and getting in tune with what your body is telling you, with what your gut is telling you, with what your intuition is telling you, because somewhere in the internal, what you want to do, what you desire, but it's all about just making the decision. Spirit saying the ball is in your court, the power is in your hands, the magic is in you. So it's really up to you to make that decision. Here's your energy showing up, Virgo. Some of you are connecting with other Virgos as well, but you are going into a period of really a hermit mode. You're going into self-introspection, seeking higher perspective and a deeper understanding, of what your meaning is here, what your purpose is here, why you're here, what you're doing here, what's going to bring you fulfillment. And as you do that, you're getting rid of other distractions. You're kind of going a little bit distant from people or places, or going out and doing things, because you're seeking answers. And this hermit mode is causing you to get more into a retrospective state, and even a state of getting into the habit of meditation. We've got the Temperance card here. So you're trying to balance yourself. You're trying to find your patience. You're like, I know I need that. Let me tap into that. You're trying to find a balance of your emotions and your passions. There are things that you're passionate about, but when your emotions are overwhelmed and you're frustrated, then that passion starts showing up as anger. It starts showing up as a temper, or even being, overly emotional about things. And I don't say overly as in your emotions don't matter. I say overly as sometimes our emotions, when we're not handling them properly, they take us over. You know what I mean? We've all been there. I've been there. We go through that, and it's hard to find balance when we're in that energy. So you're trying to figure out how to transmute those passions into positive emotions and positive vibrations. This is Sagittarius energy. Some of you are connecting with Sagittarians, or you have a lot of Sagittarius placements in your chart. And with that being said, I feel like Spirit's wanting you to open up to trying new things, try new food, you know what I mean? Visit a new place you haven't been to, even if it's just in the area and it doesn't cost a lot of money to go to. Try reading a new book, try opening up to a new philosophy that you haven't learned about before. I feel like your brain needs that. You're just like a very intellectual being. And when you're sitting in these same roundabout of thoughts for so long, it just brings you to this wall where you're just frustrated. And so Spirit is saying, yeah, open up to some new things here. Even like learning a new language. Like some of you just need something new in your life, right? The Magician is here. So Spirit wants you to remember that you are a master manifester. You're stepping into the energy. I feel like within the next year, you're going to be manifesting a lot of changes in your life. You have all the tools, and that's what Spirit's trying to remind you and show you, that you have all of the tools here. This is Gemini Virgo energy. It's like you are a communicator. You know what I mean? You could be connecting with a Gemini or have a lot of Gemini placements. Maybe pay attention to where your Mercury is placed in your natal chart, for those of you who are who know a little bit about astrology or have been able to look at your natal chart. You, I feel, are a natural communicator. But I feel like you have a struggle doing so at times because of your meticulous nature. It's like you get to this perfectionistic state and it frustrates you. And so you have a hard time communicating. But Spirit's wanting you to get more into your throat chakra. So some of you could definitely be exercising the throat chakra at this period of time, listening to throat chakra healing music, throat chakra. See, look at that. Getting caught up, choked up. Throat chakra meditations. Look up what all is associated with the throat chakra and healing. There are colors that you can wear. There are stones. There are oils, essential oils. There are aromas and incenses that you can be using that are stimulants for the throat chakra. There is a music note that is associated with the throat chakra. Listen to music in that note. That is helpful and healing for your body, because your body reacts to vibration. You are energy, so you are a vibration on your own. So when you mix with other vibrations, it becomes a healing energy for you. So there's some music that you could be listening to. If you don't want to sit down and listen to throat chakra meditation music, find the key. that is associated with the throat chakra. I've got to jot it down so I can remember it and say it on these videos, because I can't think of which key it is at this moment. But find music, like music that you like, that is in that key, because that music is going to be music you enjoy. It's going to be also healing for your throat chakra. And you're going to be like, feeling it. Okay. So, we've got the devil card showing up. This is Capricorn energy again, talking about your finances. I feel like many of you are obsessing over money right now, or obsessing over a job, or obsessing over reaching a certain status. And the obsession is only slowing you down. And it's also, for some of you, creating some toxicity within your connection. Just, like maybe you're overly focused on work. You're spending so much time trying to build something for some of you, and it's interfering with your connection. Some of you could be connecting with a Capricorn, or have heavy Capricorn placements. But I feel like you're definitely worried about your build, your finances here. The faith card is showing up. Spirit is wanting you to have faith. You will get to where you're going, but when we get into roadblocks, it's because there's healing that's necessary there, and your healing will always show up for you. Capricorn is represented by Saturn. Saturn is the planet that reveals things to you. It is a karmic planet. It talks about your karma, and it also is very how do you call it? What's the word I want to use? Reality check. It's a reality check for you. So if there are things in balance and out of whack, you're not going to be able to get to this place that you're trying to get to until those things are addressed. And Saturn will reveal those things to you, right? But Spirit's saying, have faith. Don't give up, man. Keep going. Keep moving. You've got all the tools. What's happening? I'm frozen. Okay, hopefully that you guys didn't see that, but I just saw myself freeze. We are in the middle of a Mercury retrograde, guys, so I feel it all the way. The electronics have been acting up, but I'm just going to keep going. Hopefully on your end, you're seeing this clearly. But Spirit's saying, yeah, have faith. Don't quit what you're doing. Don't get frustrated to the point where this puts you at so much pause in the projects that you're working on. Keep going. You've got all the tools. You've got everything that you need. It's just a matter of balancing them, utilizing them, redirecting any negativity into positivity, transmuting your emotions and your expressions into positive vibrations, into positive expression. Into things that you're passionate about. So if there's something you love to do, start going for that. Virgo, I feel heavily that, you're a hard worker. You'll put the work in. I feel like hands-on, you're a hard worker. Many of you do work that is physical, and you're really great at that. But there's something that you're good at. There's something that you have fun doing. There's something that you're passionate about and you're talented in. And Spirit, as I say that, look at the Palace of Wands. Okay, the Palace of Wands is the house of creativity for me. So Spirit is saying, yeah, focus more on your creative side. Everything doesn't have to be tangible and tactical and practical. Sometimes you can get creative. You can get imaginative, which is bringing me back to the High Priestess, where Spirit is wanting you to tap more into your Pisces side, your polar opposite. That energy that you may feel a little uncomfortable with, because your comfort zone is in making sure that all the ducks are in a row, being organizational. Your discomfort might be getting a little abstract, a little out of the box, a little in your imagination and your creativity. And so Spirit's saying, but you have a lot going on there. And so there's a need for you to just get in there, okay? I get the energy from the Strength card as well, that you are hard on yourself, so hard on yourself. You don't always speak kindly to yourself. And Spirit's saying, be more compassionate with yourself. Speak to yourself in a manner that you would speak to your loved one if they were needing support. The Ace of Swords is here. What's happening is your idea of yourself in terms of career, in terms of creativity, in terms of worth is changing, right? And so you're going to go through a lot of revelations in the weeks to come, in the months to come. A lot of ideas are going to be rebirthed for you or reborn for you. And you're kind of unlearning old things and learning something new, right? With the Ace of Swords. I love it. Let's get a quick message from the Moonology Oracle deck. I hope that this message was helpful for you in some way, was resonating for you in some way. Let's see what's popping out here. We've got emotions are running high. Yeah, so there's a lot of frustration happening. super moon. It's to be expected. Like I said, spirit doesn't do anything without tackling what's on the inside of it, healing from the inside. There's no slapping band-aids when it comes to the universe and the soul. Everything happens from the inside out, where the mending has to take place, the healing has to take place in order for things to really move in the proper direction. We can always slap a band-aid on it, but are we doing what fulfills us? Are we doing what makes us happy? Are we finding the path that really is meant for us? Are we finding our purpose? A win-win outcome is forecast. Okay, Libra energy. So I feel like by Libra season of next year, you're going to be definitely seeing the fruits of something that you're building now. So don't give up. Don't quit. Some of you are definitely connecting with Libras. You've got a relationship with a Libra, or you have a lot of Libra placements. I feel like as your business thrives, so does your relationship. Because I feel like for you, one thing brings you comfort and solace, and it allows you to be more comfortable in the other. The answers you need are coming. Like I said, Ace of Swords, you've got a lot of revelations coming towards you. A lot of revelations and a lot of things that maybe you thought of and looked at in one way are going to be changing for you, and you're going to be looking at them in a different way. Gemini energy. Gemini season, look out, keep your eyes open. There might be a lot of revelations that you receive in Gemini season of this upcoming year, or just whenever you're watching this, the following Gemini season, because, it's like, I feel like you're looking for ways. You're looking for opportunities, and I feel like they will start showing up for you, but you got to keep an uplifted outlook on it. And I feel like Spirit's going to start, bam, squeezing things in there in your communications, in your social media, and wherever it is that you're looking, and who you're talking to, because you've got some answers coming your way. And I feel like these are opportunities for you to use your creativity, Gemini season. And again, some of you are very big communicators, so there's a need for you to get into communicating. This could be getting onto, YouTube and starting a channel, starting a podcast. There's things you want to communicate and express, and I feel like you hold them in because you're not sure how. Some of you could even be writers. You could be ready to write a book, write a story, write poetry, write music. Some of you are musicians, and I feel like you've been trying to find your words. I feel like your words are going to show up for you. But you're needing to kind of deal with whatever the blockages are, whatever's keeping you from that, and definitely get into your creative side. Don't be so practical. We've got time for healing. Okay, so you're definitely healing some things that are blockages for you. You're healing some things that are in the way of you, seeing yourself in a more spiritual light or a more spiritual nature. Seeing your relationships in a more spiritual light, a more spiritual nature, and seeing yourself in terms of career in a more creative aspect as opposed to a more practical aspect. I feel like, this is where you're being pushed and guided to because it's time. As I feel like those are the messages I have for you, Virgo, at this time. If you're interested in a personal reading, something more tailored to you, you can definitely check out my website at reneeandtune.com. You can find all of the links to all of my social medias on my website. I am on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And soon I will be putting up Patreon information. So look out for that. If you're interested in donating, you can find my donation links on my site as well. Again, that's reneeandtune.com. My handle on any of my social medias is at reneeandtune. That's ReneeIntune. You can find my donation links on my site as well. I take donations via Cash App or PayPal, $reneeandtune, or reneeandtune@gmail.com. If that's something you're interested in doing, anything and everything is very much appreciated. Never expected, but definitely appreciated. Check out my IG because I do a lot of lives over there. So if you're wanting to catch me on live, get yourself a private reading or personal reading. I wouldn't say private, but a personal reading on live. You can definitely do that. Sometimes they're free. Sometimes they're donation based. Donations are always welcome. You can also check out anything I'm offering on my website. I am teaching tarot classes one-on-one. If you're interested in learning tarot, check me out. Check that out on my website. If you're interested in learning the basics to sidereal astrology, I am a 13 sign sidereal astrologer. So for those of you who don't know what that is, that's the type of astrology that incorporates the 13th sign, which is Ophiuchus. So if you're interested in learning more about that, I am offering a basics class. You can definitely find that on my website as well. And I also do natal chart readings. So you can find that information if you're wanting to learn more about your natal chart and your astrology. You can find that on my site as well. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you for hopping in, for tapping in. Stay tuned. More content is going to be coming up. I will have readings coming up for you periodically. And I'm also going to, if you want to check out your other placements, you can find those videos as well coming up. And I'm also going to be throwing up a pick a card here and there. So yeah, definitely look out for those. Those will be fun. They'll be more collective messages. I'll try different topics. If you're wanting to offer suggestions, I prefer that you contact me via my website, reneeandtune.com. There is a chat box in the corner. You can always reach me there. There's also a review box. You can leave reviews, but you can also leave messages as well. They'll come to me any which way you put it. I love you guys. I support you. Make sure you're enjoying the moment. Make sure that you are embracing the moment. The journey is, ups and downs, but all of it is leading up to a bigger picture. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. So the perspective is everything. And that's really what it all boils down to, how we are looking at things and where our thought process lies. And yes, that is a day-to-day process. This I know more than anybody, but it is something that if we're consistently working at, we can definitely feel the shifts and movements in the vibrations around us and in our own vibration and in our lives as a whole. So those are things that I would love to dive more into with you. So you can look out for things that will be showing up on my website and also Patreon classes and discussions and things of that nature that will be showing up about different ways to do that, just practical ways to get into this higher vibrational energy. I am someone who suffered from depression for a really long time, and that's something that it's like hard for people to say, hey, listen, just look at it differently. And you're like, okay, but I'm stuck in this energy. So sometimes we need, I also was raised in a religion, and I love I love and respect all religions. However, I've learned so much about so many different types of religions and cultures and spiritual backgrounds that I respect that we all have a very similar root. And so outside of all of those beliefs, there is just a large set of practical activities that we can be doing in order to help ourselves on a mental level and on a physical level and on a soul level. And so that's something that I'm really rooting for and pushing for. Again, you can definitely check out my website, reneeandtune.com. At some point, I will be pushing for some causes. I'm not going to get too much into that now, but there are some couple of causes I'm going to start talking about soon that are close and near and dear to my heart. I am also going to recontinue an old blog that I used to do that I gave up on by way of podcast. So look out for that. I'm excited for it. I'm finally going to just do it. So if you're interested in seeing more of me or hearing more from me, you can definitely check that out. Stay tuned. Follow me on my social medias. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. And hit the little bell for notifications. I don't know how well it works, but you can try. And definitely subscribe to notifications on my IG, because I do a lot over there, and can definitely connect you with a lot of other great and amazing psychics and readers and healers that do a realm of things. So for those of you who are interested in seeking some guidance in other areas, that's something I can definitely link you to as well. So with all that being said, I love you. Have a beautiful morning, day, evening, wherever you're at, and whatever time this is, or whenever you find this video. Stay tuned. Thank you.